Hello everyone! How are we all doing today? I hope you are all chilling, cause I sure am. Got a lot of yags in chat. We haven't even started yet. Thank you so much for all the wonderful yags. Right, so today we're working on a new Kart. If you've been following me on Blue Sky or Tumblr, you would have seen the new Kart already. But if you're coming from YouTube, you haven't seen it yet. So I guess I am hyping this up way too much. Let us just get started. It is obviously the shark will be a rideable cart. We already have a lot of the base animations in. So let me just show you how that looks. Let me make this bigger so you can actually read the text. Oh, that's very big. Oh, that's too big. So here's the shark. Still working on it. We don't have any drifts or anything, but I just did the air idles. So yeah, obviously it's unfinished. So don't worry, that's what we're doing today, is we're going to finish this. So there's obviously some unfinished aspects in this footage right now. So, you know, that's what we're gonna do. Hoggers 2.0, exactly, Hobo Mice. We're adding another silly creature to ride. That explains the Blahaj. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it's Blahaj 2, I guess. Blahaj, but angry. Oh, there's another one that's gonna kill us. Anyways. So, first things first, how's the volume doing? Is it good? Like, am I audible over the Mass Effect music? Yeah, Need for Speed High Stakes / Mass Effect. The song was used in both games. Volume's perfect? Okay, great. I'm making it louder than usual. I've been looking through my old archives and my music is so quiet that you can barely even hear it. So I want to boost it a little bit. So, yeah. Alrighty, cakes. So, first off, let's turn off that debug stuff. Need for Speed High Stakes is actually a prequel to Mass Effect? I guess! I mean, I'm assuming Mass Effect takes place in our current galaxy, just in the future, and I'm assuming Need for Speed High Stakes takes place on Earth in this current timeline. So, you know, I guess... Yeah, sure. Need for Speed High Stakes is a prequel to Mass Effect. Absolutely. That's not even cool. It's canon. That's canon, baby. Oh. There you are. Devilish Prince String. So obviously the sound effects are wrong. That's a big one. You know, obviously it's still making like engine rev noises and like, you know, wheels driving through sand instead of footsteps. So all that's probably going to be done later when all the animations are done. So like, you know, I'm aware of that. I'm aware it's unfinished. Don't worry, we'll fix it. But right now I just want to get the drift animations in. So let us go ahead and do that. Okay, so here's our run, which I believe is 18 frames. For now, it can make little engine sounds with its mouth, says Wangfowl. You go faster that way. Oh, no, you're so right. Okay, so I have an idea for the drift. And once again, just as a reminder, I know there's giant red text on screen, but some people read that and then ignore it anyway, so it's worth bringing up. I know I am like sharing my process and my ideas, and I might be talking, you know, like rubber ducking ideas. This is not an invitation for you to tell me what I should do about this game that I'm working on. So please, no backseating, no ideas, no suggestions. I'm just sharing my process for you to watch. It's not an invitation for you to backseat. Thank you very much. So with that said, I have an idea that I am going to do for drifting where the shark plants its hands on the ground and like kicks its feet like it's still running, but like that's like a drift, right? So let's get started. So we're gonna start with some animation here. Icky, you're very funny and hilarious, and no one has ever made that joke before. That is a super hilarious joke. I'm laughing so hard right now. I told you not to do a thing, and then you did it. That is so funny. You're so hilarious. I think you're the first person on the internet to do a joke like that. Oh, chat, my neck is killing me. Cooney, hello. Cooney says, good morning, Lilith. I just came up with a very original joke. What if I read some big red text and then did the opposite of what it says? Oh, do we need to do a get rotated meme? See, we can't have the tail go too high up or else it'll get in the way of the camera, right? Like, we'll be racing, it'll be like batting the camera, batting you right in the face. So we're gonna have to lower the tail. We'll do mouth closed for drifting. Banana Fox, please, I would ask you to refer to the red text on the screen. Please, no backseating, no ideas, or no suggestions. Thank you. I'm under the impression you are new here. Please, please, please do not tell me what to do. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. PS1 games didn't have ragdoll outside of a very few super process intensive examples, which Nightmare Kart is not doing. So please, thank you, please, 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 please do not come into my chat and tell me what to do. Or even in a why aren't you type of question, please. Thank you so much. Please refer to the giant red text on screen, Banana Fox. Thank you very much. Oh, chat, this is gonna be a long stream. I already know it. Which PS1 games had Ragdoll? I want to say Lara Croft's Tomb Raider 2. I think her ponytail had physics. I want to say there was one game that had a Ragdoll as an example, but these are exceptions. You know what I mean? Like, this is my age-old saying. You know, there are a bunch of PS1 games that have unique advanced examples that were not really commonly seen until the PS2 era or later. And sure, we could have Ragdoll because one game had Ragdoll. We could have character LODs because one game had character LODs. We could have super cinematic, like, camera angles and cutscenes because Vagrant Story had that. And if we take all these things and combine them together into one game, that game is no longer a PS1 game anymore. Yeah, skateboarding game, but like, you see what I mean? Like sure, you can point to one or two examples where that was like the super high key table stakes feature. But if you take all of those things from across every PS1 game and combine them into one, yes, technically every single feature does exist in a PS1 game, but a PS1 game couldn't do everything. Also, chat, I'm gonna be honest, I prefer animating physics instead of having an algorithm calculate Ragdoll for me. In my opinion, in my personal opinion, which, a reminder, is an opinion that you do not have to agree with, and in fact can disagree with and not have it be morally wrong. In my opinion, I prefer when physics is animated. In my own games, I think that just leads to more character and more control. There are limitations to what physics can do, and like Ragdoll can do, and I do not want to have an algorithm determine where the tail will go, because once again, the tail can flip up into the camera view and start slapping the camera in the face. So I'd have to introduce all these complicated constraints and stuff, and like, why would I do that? That would be such a huge waste of time. So I'm just gonna animate the tail because A, I don't have to deal with all that shit, and B, it's fun. I like animating tails. I don't know what to do. That gives me joy in life. Why would I take that away? Anyways. Personally, I love it when the tail slaps me in the face, but this is not my game. Here, Stevia, would you prefer if a tail slapped you in the face while you're currently driving? I don't think that would be safe. I think that would be pretty bad, actually. What's a recent game with ragdoll physics? Tears of the Kingdom, I guess? I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna get back to work. I have not animated a single thing in like 10 minutes, 5 minutes. So I'm gonna get back to work. So this is going to be a 14 frame animation. Balrog, hello! Stevia says, I would love to get hit with... I'm not finishing that sentence. I'm gonna get back to work. If y'all want to be like, I'd prefer it if your game did this, go ahead. That's fine. Sure. I lied. We're gonna raise it to 16 because 16 divides by 8, which divides into 4, which would be ideal. So we're drifting to the left, so we will be... You can ride the land shark, Lance. Okay, so the trailing leg goes up. And I'm going to raise the pelvis. There we go. And that already looks pretty good for a base animation. I'm gonna kick the foot back some more. Like that.
Hey, Lily.
What's up?
If a shark had legs, how would it wear pants?
On its legs.
Waist down?
Yes. It would wear it like this. There is no or this. You just wear it on his legs. Define a chair. This distant cousin of define a chair is how would this thing that's not a human and not designed to wear pants wear pants. Oh, Agony, I love you.
It looks great.
Thanks.
We'll look better with pants on, though.
Stop it. Don't even joke. I'm getting more people making jokes about backseating instead of actually backseating. I think I've gotten 3 now, including yours. I've been streaming for 18 minutes! Ah!
You should do one stream where you just allow full back seating and you do whatever chat suggests.
That sounds great. That sounds like a great idea. That sounds like a really good idea that would end in me having of us all having a really happy time. And I would be great, and chat would love me.
Do it.
I'd go berserk in 5 minutes. Most of chat's ideas are terrible. I mean, look, you said it, not me. Okay, so this is not how run cycles work, actually. I was animating a fast walk cycle. A fast walk and a run are two different things. I don't know if you know this. So let's do an actual run cycle. I hate run cycles. They're the bane of my existence. Okay, then we do the plant. Speaking of walking, can anyone believe it's an event in the Olympics? Fucking Just Dance is an event in the Olympics. I find walking pretty easy to believe. Cup snacking is in the Olympics. The Olympics is kind of bullshit. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of bullshit. Okay, let me plant. Run cycle, run cycle. Matsusu says, hello, first time here. I've been watching your videos for a while now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can ride the shark, Oshul, you can. We're doing the drifts right now. Okay, that looks a lot better. Okay, it's very rough. It's not finished, but I think this is a good base for the drift. I want to speed it up for sure. Yes, new viewers, thank you. Please, no backseating. I know we're working on stuff. We're figuring stuff out. I'm just showing my process. Please, no backseating or telling me how I should make my game. Thank you. But yeah, he's running. Is the shark cool with it? Yeah, they're best friends. The shark and the hunter are best friends. I might give the shark a saddle. I would love to have a saddle with like you know, like little boosters or like exhaust or rockets or whatever, to explain the boost. I know I could just have the boost come out of its like legs or something, but that's boring. And I think a saddle would be more interesting. But also, that's more work. And I kind of don't know if I care enough to put in extra work. He looks like he's digging. Well, yeah, he is running in place right now. This is a preview animation. I love how the Oshel says, I said before, but I love how the scars look like the angry eyebrows. Yeah, very intentional. Turbo saddle, yeah. We'll see. Once again, I don't know if I want to do it. That's extra work. Yes, it's a shark man. Okay. So first off, the hands need to be planted. I guess I can do a constraint. I don't really like doing constraints, but he's twerking. Yeah. Yeah, let's do a constraint. I guess we can do a constraint. Hate constraints. This song is the Mass Effect Afterlife music / Need for Speed. It wasn't one of the Need for Speed games first, but this is, I feel like most people will know it as the Mass Effect music. Name my empties. Thanks, you're welcome. Oops. Can the shark drift? We're literally doing the drift animation right now. Yeah, where is the Need for Speed song? We've gotten plenty of fun facts about that. Offset the rotation by 1. The hunter befriend the shark. Did they kiss? No. If the shark kissed the hunter, then the hunter would be dead. Because the shark teeth would slice him up on accident. It would be tragic and sad. Honestly, that's not bad. I do want to speed it up, but we can speed it up in Unreal Engine. Obviously, we need to animate the tail. Oh, that's wrong. Oh, I hate constraints, chat. I hate them so much. Get some bounce on that head. Probably a bit too bouncy. So is the shark sentient in a way that knows hunter equals friend? Yeah, they're friends. Okay, I think that's the 4th question asking that, so I think it is time. Alright, and people are already being passive aggressive on my fucking... There, are you happy? Jesus. That looks normal. That's grammatically correct and looks better. Okay. This is gonna be a long stream. This car runs on fish instead of gasoline. You're so right. Will the shark be balling? No, I don't think so. He will never be ballin'. Yeah, that's pretty drifty, if I don't say so myself. There's no rule that says a shark can't play basketball. It's true. Bro's holding up for dear life up there. Yeah, we'll need to make animations for the hunter as well. Okay. The reason they can't ball is because their claws would pop it. There's gonna be a new campaign in the DLC. Yes, yes, new campaign with new bosses and cutscenes and dialogue and story. I mean, not like a complex story. It's a meme game after all, but there will be a, there will be a pretense to stringing all the set pieces together. This looks pretty good. Gamers yearn for the briny deep. Is that true? Okay, so now the drifts have 3 states. This is a drifting animation, yes. The drift has 3 states, which is the default drift, the tight drift, where if you're drifting left and you hold left, you're doing a tight drift. If you're drifting left and you're not pressing a direction, that's a normal drift. And if you're drifting left and you hold right, that's a shallow drift. So we need an animation for each of those. So there are a total of 6 drift animations. Left middle, left left, left right, right middle, right, and right left. So we need to do all 3 of those. So now we're going to do the left, the tight left drift. So mostly we kind of just edit a few things. Like, rotate you more. You're the tight drift. And rotate the upper body. Oops. I guess the hands wouldn't change. Whatever. There's the tight left drift. Okay. Pop here. There we go. Rotate your head more to the left. Does the shark have lots of fights in his life? Well, look at the scars and come to your own conclusion. What do you think? Okay, so that's tight. This is medium. Now I need to do shallow. You think the shark would be a good piano player? That's cool, that's cool. Okay, so we're gonna pull it out. Gonna rotate the spine back to compensate. Rotate the head. Rotate the tail. Okay, so there are our 3 animations. Sharkman is best boy. Despite all the fights he survived, he is best boy or girl, whatever pronouns Sharkman goes by. If a shark wore pants, would they wear fishnets? I don't know. If they were radical, I guess. I mean, fishnets would be pretty traumatic for a shark. But I mean, I guess, you know, if they wanted to own that and like make it their own, I guess if they were like a radical shark man, they could wear fishnets. But like, I don't know. I feel like that, like fishnets specifically for a fish would be, I don't know. Okay, Stray says the audio is echoing 3 question marks. Chat, can anyone else confirm that there's audio echo? I'm not picking up any on my end. Is anyone else getting echo? Audio is fine. Audio is fine for everyone else, Stray. I think something is wrong on your end. Cool. Stray, there's a problem on your end. Okay. So we're going to bake these. We're going to remove these constraints because I hate constraints. Oh, excuse me. Okay, now let's mirror these. Okay, we're getting a pop. Was that pop always present? No. Why are we getting a pop here? I mean, I guess we can just fix it manually. Okay, we're gonna keep on going. Zoology is a hell of a rabbit hole. Yeah, I know. I'm sure there are shark foamers. Let's not get too distracted. I'm sure you could flood and spam the entire chat with a Wikipedia and entries and completely overpower every actual discussion of what I'm actually working on. But let's not do that. How about we don't do that this time? That would be so fun. That'd be so fun and so cool. That'd be so fun and cool if we actually focused on the discussion on what's being worked on right now. Now we're making sex innuendos about my persona. That's cool. That's cool. It makes me feel very comfortable. Okay, why is LL have a fucking pop, sorry, RL. It's like a weird pop there. Guess I'll just fix it manually. It's very weird. Any good resource on learning 3D animation? Yes. Practice. Honestly, I learned from a book in 2007. So, probably not best for you, because that book is, one, I don't even know where it is or what it is. Two, completely useless. So, I couldn't tell ya. Probably YouTube. How many tracks have you count as finished in this DLC, if any at all? There are 0 finished tracks. The beach track, which obviously the shark is from, is very close to complete. The thumbnail's too good. Thank you. I'm proud of that thumbnail. I feel like chat. I'm sure you've all seen the thumbnail. That was like, I feel like that's like my best YouTube video thumbnail. I feel like it grabs your attention. Here, chat. Let me bring it up. I'm proud of this thumbnail. Like, look at, like, this is like peak like YouTube thumbnail bait right here. This is clickbait right here. I feel like the hunter on a giant question mark is like peak thumbnail bait. I haven't. Oh yeah, I feel like a source does that, right? When there's a null reference, it like replaces it with like a giant error block. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of that. Oh, Gmod. Okay. I want to say source that has like an like error, like source error model. Hold on. Yeah, it like loads a model that says error. Red circle for attention. Right. I feel like I'm getting better at like doing shitty like YouTube clickbait thumbnails, which is something you have to learn how to do if you're going to be successful on YouTube. Okay, I think these look good. We don't have animations for the hunter yet, but we can just use the default, like this animation here will be fine for now. I just want to see how it feels. Is this revving at the starting line? This is drifting. We are drifting right now. Alright, so that's 6 more animations. That's 6 more... Heat from fire, fire from heat. That's 6 more animations. So let's go ahead and get them all exported. Oh, 16 frames. Technically one animation that's been modified 5 times. But, you know, I guess, you know, the engine just treats them as 6 new animations. Alright, let's get these in engine. This is how the shark cleans the floor. What's the shark's favorite food? Hunters. Karts. Its favorite food is karts. He wants to munch on the carts. Are license plates a delicacy? I don't think sharks really care about delicacies. Had autoplay turned on. We just booted up a remix, which might get us copy struck. So, what are we listening to next? I guess we can keep Mass Effect going. We'll do Normandy. No, we want to know Galaxy map, not Normandy ambience. Mass Effect Galaxy map music. 10 hours. There we go. We're not running that out of time. Uncharted Worlds. That's what it's called. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's too loud. There we go. Uncharted Worlds looks inside Charted Worlds. Well, that's because you already charted them. Okay. Okay, so we go to Leg Shark animation graph. We need to make... Oh, fuck. How do we do drifts for carts that are actually not a cart and just a guy? I need to look at Pig. Oh, jeez. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so we got... Your voice makes me gender envious? Oh, sorry. My voice makes you gender envious? Thank you. That's actually really sweet of you. Okay, so here's the pig. Owl Squishy says, I've been following you for ages on Tumblr and completely spaced that you're on Twitch till you popped up in my recommendations. Oh, well, that's cool. Thank you. Okay, so we just need to make some blend spaces. Okay, I can do that. Just a 1D, one-dimensional blend space. Okay. Leg Shark Rig. We're gonna name it BS Leg Shark Drifts _L. Okay, look at our wonderful T-pose. Appreciate the T-pose. We're not gonna see it for long. Drift. I know T-poses are like funny now. Oh, the shark is thick. Fat shark. We need a. There we go. Fat shark. All right. Oh, I know T-poses are funny now. It's so funny. I grew up with T-poses. T-poses were so normal until Fortnite came out, and that one bug made it really popular. We're working on, sorry, one iron on. Hello. We are working on shark. Alternate skin fat shark. Fun fact, shark in Vietnamese translates to fat fish. Cool. That's great. Thoughts on T-pose versus A-pose? For modeling deformation, I want to say A-pose is better. I don't know. I honestly, I've been doing this shit for so long. For modeling deformation, I do low poly. There's always going to be deformation, so I don't really care. In terms of animation, I prefer T-pose because the resting pose is at right angles, right? I don't know, if your resting hand is at 45 degrees down because you're in A pose, it just makes things a little more difficult, in my opinion, down the line. Because when I think, like, okay, I'm gonna reset the rotation, I'm gonna set everything to 0, I expect your hand to be flat. But when I'm animating in an A pose and I reset it to 0, it's at 45 degrees, and that just messes my brain up, you know? Or like, you know, oh, I want to rotate my hand 30 degrees up from 0. You know, when it's a T pose, 30 degrees up from 0 is your hand 30 degrees, I wish I had my hand tracking, is your hand 30 degrees angled up. But 30 degrees from 0 from an A pose is 15 degrees down, because it's 45 plus 30. Negative 45 because you're angled down. Like it just makes it more. I just don't like it. It feels less intuitive in my brain. Math. Sorry. I'll stop talking about math. I know you are on a dev stream, but we're doing animation. We're doing fun stuff. We're making a shark wiggle its butt. Okay. So this doesn't feel. I don't think this is going to feel very good, so we might have to edit these animations, but for now we're going to implement them and see how they look while we're actually playing the game. That's another thing I really need to stress if I'm in Bunleth advice giving mode right now. When you're doing animations for games, it's good to implement them as fast as possible, because it looking good in your previewer doesn't mean jack shit. Okay, it looking good in your 3D viewport doesn't mean shit. It's about how the animation feels when you're playing the game. So I always implement the animation as early as possible. See how it feels. If it feels wrong, even though it looks good, it feels wrong, and then I do edits from there. Okay, anyways, right middle, right for our tight drifts, and then right left for our shallow drifts. Bunleth confirmed fashion icon. Well, I don't know about that. I'm just wearing a simple cami. I'm in my PJs right now. Okay, so we need to name these. I think this is called drift angle. Where's the pig? Show me the piggy drift. Turn amount. Okay. -1 to 1, 4.2. Yeah. Okay. -1 to 1, 4. Linear interpolation. Do you catch these animals to ride them? So... Excuse me, minor coughing fit. So let me start over. Did you catch these animals to ride them, or do you buy them somewhere? Okay, so Nightmare Kart, you play the campaign to unlock racers, or carts, to unlock stuff. So when you finish the beach level, it'll either unlock the cart just like that in the campaign, the shark, or I might make it a sub-objective because there is a giant shark in the level that just runs around and tries to kill you. He is right here. Big boy. So I'm thinking maybe if you kill him, like there's like a sub-objective, if you kill the shark, you unlock it. That would be extra work, and I don't know if I'm gonna do that. So like, you know, like sub-objectives in a campaign level. That sounds fun, but that is extra work. So I might not do that because, to be honest, this DLC is taking forever to come out, and the last thing I want to do is give myself more work. So I might just make it unlock when you finish the level, just like any other Nightmare Kart level. Okay, so we have our blend spaces. Yes, okay, so. Excuse me. This is pretty simple switch. Basically, when we have a drift angle, which I believe is just an integer, or it's a float, but we're rounding it to an integer. And when this is just like a simple value that changes when you're drifting. So -1 is you're drifting left, 0 is you're going straight, and 1 is drifting to the right. So we're just turning that, so when this value is 1, we play the run animation. When the value is 0, we play the drift left animation right here. And then when we drift, when the value is 2, we play the drift right animation. Pretty simple. I say this every stream, but I love how the connector is a man instead of an arrow because it's like an animation. So like you just have like a man, you plug your men together, which is cool. And if like your men being plugged together is too confusing, you can actually double click it to make an extra man, and then you can move your man around to like connect, to help you connect. You have like a middle man to connect the two end men together. And I think that's pretty cool and like super gay, you know, like Unreal Engine's really gay when you think about it because you're plugging men together, you know.
Real.
I didn't know you were there. Oh, you scared.
You really nailed it.
I sure did. I sure nailed those men, didn't I?
You really nailed those men. Oh, God.
Okay, we're having fun here on twitch.tv/botster with a 0. Okay, turn them out. Whew. Wow, it got really warm in here. Sorry, I think I clipped my mic when I laughed really hard. I'm sorry, chat. I didn't mean to scare you. Leica, did you clip that? Did someone clip that? Can someone please clip me plugging men together? I think that would be a good highlight to post on social media. You plug your men in together. Kind of like Scratch. Yeah. Scratch is like Scratch is like insetting, like embedding code into other code, right? But yeah, kind of similar. It's visual scripting. Like Scratch is visual scripting. Unreal Engine has blueprints, which is what I'm using, which is the visual scripting. Oh, hold on, you're wrong axis. I exported these to the wrong axis. Shit. I animated the Kart's X forward, which was cringe and wrong, but I am now stuck with that. I should have animated the Kart's Y forward, but it's too late to change, so I'm stuck animating X forward. So let me re-export. Let me re-export all of these X forward. That's fine, no big deal. Disregard the question mark. The engine may be Unreal, but is it Surreal? Imagine someone made a competitor and called it Surreal Engine. Yeah, we need to speed this up. We need to speed these animations up for sure. But this feels good. Okay, so let's speed these. Can we just change the speed? Okay, so there's like a playback speed. There isn't the individual animations. Okay. Yeah, they're too slow, but it looks good. I want to edit them. Maybe I'm not sure. Okay, that's too fast. That's like cartoon whistle noise. I mean, it is cartoony. It's a shark with legs that were racing. Of course, it's gonna look a little cartoony. That's too fast. Let's do 1.2. 120% speed. This is why you shouldn't go to the beach at night, children, says BT. Hunter-ridden land sharks. Yeah, that looks good. We need a reverse animation. Yeah, I'll zoom the camera out so you can actually see all the animation. Make the camera bigger. How many miles till a gallon that shark got? It's one. It's one net of fish per mile. One full net of fish per mile. It's MPF is pretty low. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, we need a reverse animation. I'm proud of the jump animation with the flailing hands while it like anticipates the ground. I'm really proud of that animation. We'll need to do tricks as well. A biofuel car, how ecologically conscious. Yes, you need to eat entire schools of fish to be able to do a single lap. Very, very conscious to the environment. Hello, big shark. You gonna kill me? Come get me, big guy! Oh, fuck! There's some infighting amongst the sharks. There's drama. Small Kart shark actually stole big Kart shark's girlfriend, so they hate each other. Yeah. Okay. So the drifting doesn't feel like when you wiggle. You know, like when you wiggle the stick while you're drifting to build up charge faster. That needs to feel really good. And you can barely even notice that I'm wiggling the stick right now from the animation feedback. Like if I do, as an example of this done better. Hold on, I just clicked the button on accident. It's gonna freeze Unreal Engine. Okay, there we go. So if we play as my favorite, the motorcycle. So if I drift as this and I wiggle the stick, you can see, like, you know, the handlebars move, right? So it feels very, you get a lot of good feedback here when I'm wiggling the stick to build up charge, right? And like the leg kicks out differently as well. We're not really seeing that. So I'm going to edit the animation to make the changes between drifting states more apparent. Because like you can kind of see it, but like not really. So a very simple trick. We're just going to rotate the base. Yeah. So speed drift middle. This would be drift R. And then this would be drift L. So that feels a lot better. Like there's a much bigger difference between all the states. This is like the oldest trick in the book. Is to just like rotate your character. Like it's like the entire character like rotate it as they like lean into their turns. Very classic trick. Okay, so let's export all these again. So this is what I mean, right? Like the animations looked good in the previewer, but they don't really feel good to play with, to play as. What kind of gas does this car take? Nets of fish. 1 net of fish per mile. 1 mile per net of fish. That's a lot of fish. It is. It is. Yes, the world's first hungry car. Okay, so now that we have the new animation, the tweaked animations ends. Oh, right, no, you're right. The pig was hungry. The pig also ran on biofuel. See, that feels a lot better. That's too good, actually. So we're gonna tone RR down. Like 50%. Yeah, that feels pretty good. It will never be as responsive as a motorcycle because it's a shark, but I do think this feels better than what we had before. You're just gonna have to trust me on this, though. I know y'all aren't actually having the controls in your hands, but this does feel a little bit better. For some reason, the left animations don't look correct, though. I don't think I imported those correctly. Hold on, let me re-export lefts. There we go. The transition might be a bit too... Let's do 0.15. So the speed in which it switches between states is a little bit faster. It just doesn't... I mean, it looks the same, okay. Coney says, I was on my way home from work when some guy was pulled up on his giant hog. He squeezed it a bit to make it snort, and I gave him the fucking bird. Hog owners fucking pricks, I swear. Were you on a shark? You sound like a shark driver. BT says that anyone who uses a sniper rifle in the base game, I can never use it effectively, especially in the middle of writing. Yeah, so I mean, the sniper's only in battle mode, so I intentionally didn't make it a race item for that very reason. But also, the sniper rifle, I believe, was only in 2 levels in the campaign, and they were never really a focus. So, in the DLC, there's going to be an entire level dedicated to sniping, one of the boss fights, just so it can have its proper chance in the limelight. Coney says, yeah, I'm a shark driver. I bought one before the ocean got weird. We need to do tricks. I don't know if the shark would do a trick. I mean, the hunter would. Like, the shark would just do a spin. The hunter's the one that would do the trick, right? Yeah, a whole sniping level. It's optional. It is optional. You can alternate between using the sniper rifle and using there's a alt fire which removes the scope and uses it like a normal pistol. Because I know sniping's very hard, so I did make it optional, but it is, I'll like give you an achievement or something if you beat the whole level with just a sniper rifle or something. What's the sniper hits kind of projectile? You know what? Let me just show you. We'll make a quick detour to the train boss level, which is, it's not spoilers, at least not this phase. I've already shown this phase off to existing players. I've demoed this before. Let me see if it'll run. It might be broken right now. I don't know. There's so much open code. And then you can switch it to be a normal gun as well, but it doesn't do as much damage. Yes, OST by the Noble Demon. Please check out @the Noble Demon on YouTube and Blue Sky and everywhere else. Oh, trick shot, motherfucker! Anyways, that's enough of that. You now know how the sniper rifle works. Yeah, that's probably gonna be that is the final boss, the first phase of the final boss of the Nightmare Kart DLC, which is kind of the most Nightmare Kart to ever Nightmare Kart. I guess that's kind of what the final boss of the final DLC of Nightmare Kart should be. So, really going all out on this level. It's taken forever, but we're getting distracted. Let us go back to the beach and try and ride around on a shark. You keep your momentum with aim down sight. Yes. You press A to accelerate. So while you are using the joystick and the triggers to aim and shoot, you can just keep your thumb on A. Excuse me, and you can continue to drive. Let us return to the beach. Balrog, get out of here. Go moderate your child, not the stream. Focus on moderating your child. You don't need to moderate anymore, D. You're free. You have a child. You do not need to mod. Okay, yeah. This feels good. This looks like a proper drift. Yeah, actually, let us move the the beach, the actual sand, like, you know, obviously like sinks the cart into the ground a little bit because it's sand. So let's actually practice on the boardwalk so we can actually see the entire character. Yeah, now that I see the hands, it looks a lot better. I guess the shark can't swim, which is very funny if you think about it. Oh, where's our music? There we go. The hunter can't swim the hunter. I guess not. Nunter? Oh no, now we need to make a nun-themed hunter. Ah! We got a big boy running after us. Do I follow Warframe? Nah, not interested. I don't like these shooters anymore. I don't play shooters, and I especially don't play time sink games. I guess they're called MMOs. I don't know. A game that requires you to sink a zillion hours into it and grinding, I just can't do that. I need to be sinking a million hours and grinding away at my games that I make. Can't play Final Fantasy XIV. I would get no fucking work done. Sharkman's movements are fluid? Well, it better be. It's a shark. Sharks live in fluid. Not this shark, though. Trust me, it's really good. You have to put in 300 hours / 4 days of work in. or you can spend a lot of money. Well, okay, I'm not sure about Warframe. Warframe is allegedly one of the good microtransaction games. Sure. As a person who's had a video game addiction from a live service before, I still don't trust myself to not fall down that, but sure. I know some games, some microtransaction live service games are really bad at that, like Fortnite, which was the game I was stuck in an addiction loop to. And I honestly just don't trust that entire genre anymore. Because, you know, its kind of whole existence was made to prey on people. Be it children or neurodivergent people. And that kind of just gives me the ick. I'm sorry. You know, and it's cool that there's one that's good, air quotes. But I still don't want to play it. I'll just say that. You know, yeah, Warframe is less bad at exploiting people with addictive tendencies. Just, I don't know. It just, like, once again, I haven't played it, so you know, take that with a grain of salt. But again, I'm just as a person who has fallen prey to that shit, I'm just done. I don't want to pick up another one. You know, I probably shouldn't have picked up Halo Infinite. But I did, and I spent money on it, and I shouldn't have. I really shouldn't have. I felt kind of like a relapse. And then, you know, we stopped playing because Microsoft is, you know, actively participating, helping out a genocide. So, you know, we're done with that game. But my goodness, I was kind of in that economy for a little bit there, and I you know, looking back on it, I don't really like it. Okay, this looks good. This feels good. Let's do animations for the hunter. Predatory. Most games I want are from indie developers, says Maeve. The exceptions from software. Yeah, honestly, I mean, I did play Armored Core, but I'm kind of like I feel like I say this every stream. I'm kind of done with Souls games. I'm done. It's been like a decade. They haven't really changed too much, and in my humble opinion, once again, it's an opinion that you're allowed to disagree with. I feel like a lot of the upgrades, the changes that the Souls genre has gone to, has made it less enjoyable for me as a person who plays video games, which is an opinion that you can say making an open world is better for you. You know, that's also an opinion that you're allowed to have. But for me, I don't really like it. Yeah, if they announce Dark Souls 4 or whatever, I don't know what number they're at now. I don't know if I'll get it. Probably not. Open world nightmare cart! I mean, it's a car. Demon Souls is the best one. I didn't play a whole lot of Demon Souls. Dark Souls was the one I was addicted to in college, for sure. Is it weird that I've never played a Souls game, but I've played Nightmare Cart? I wouldn't say it's weird. You know, Nightmare Cart is like a, I mean, I guess this is why Bloodborne PSX and all those games I made early on really took off, was because they're kind of at a crossroads between multiple interests. You know, like there are plenty of people who have never touched a Souls game who just play racing games or just play kart racers. You know, and they played Nightmare Cart and they're like, whoa, weird rated M gothic kart racer, that's cool. And they play it, you know, I think that's fine. Bloodborne feels a lot more arcade. Yeah, Bloodborne is a streamlined one, and that's why it's the best. That's a hot take. Please don't cancel me. But also I'm right. Sorry. I'm gonna do a quick bio break. So if y'all want to be mad at me, do it while I'm on break, so I don't see when I get back. Okay, I'll be right back, everyone. All right, I'm back. Hello. Right, so now let us do the drifting animations for the hunter. So this animation is 16 frames. So we're going to make a duplicate of run. We're going to actually delete everything. Now, how Nightmare Kart works is the hunter, the racer's right hand. For most racers, some racers don't have hands, or do they all have hands? Whatever. Some racers don't do this, but most of them do. The right hand holds the power up, so the right hand can have its animations be overwritten to be holding a gun or swinging a weapon, or reloading a shotgun, Terminator style. So this hand, that's why the right hand is usually not doing anything, because the right hand needs to be can be overwritten. So, but for the drift, we're gonna have the hunter hug the fin, because the hunter's hanging on for dear life. But when you're holding a power up, the hunter will not be, this arm will be overwritten, but I think that's fine. Lettuce, yes, lettuce, because I'm a bunny. Because I'm a bunny. Magnus Cat, hello. Hugging his buddy. And of course the coattails. We love animating the coattails by hand. I love animating these fucking coattails. And the regular tails as well. Knockoff Saltspire? Knockoff Saltspire? What is a Saltspire? Actually, I think it's a knockoff Hunter from Bloodborne. But you do you. Saltspire. That's a first. I mean, it is by design a knockoff Hunter from Bloodborne, but sure. I'll take it. Knockoff Saltspire. Oh, no. I don't need an explanation about what Saltspire is. I don't mind. Yeah, you know me, I love Warhammer. I've gone on record in saying I love Warhammer. It's my favorite property. Magnus says, I just noticed your voice sounds more feminine. I guess the HRT is bearing fruits. Oh, well, I mean, HRT doesn't make your voice more femme, as far as I know. This is hard work. I've been practicing and practicing. I've been putting in the work. Person who has only seen Warhammer sing Second Gothic. Getting big Warhammer vibes from this. There we go. Okay, that coat's flapping. Favorite first founding chapter? Is this more Warhammer? I'm not sure what you're talking about. That was sarcasm. I don't really care for Warhammer that much, by the way. Sorry, I might have been too convincing sounding. We're looking to the left because we're drifting to the left. And let's rotate the head's yaw. Yeah, you know me, I love fascism. Yeah, it's cool. They're so cool. These fascists are so cool. But, you know, we're doing it ironically, so... Sorry, I'm being mean. I'll just say I'm not too into Warhammer, and I'll just leave it at that. How about that? How's that sound? Out of context clip material, let's go! Please, please don't cancel me, chat. Oh, God. I just think they're neat. You're allowed to think that the fascist soldiers are neat. That's fine. You're allowed to think that. You're allowed to think that. I'm allowed to not think that. You are, I'm saying this without a hint of irony, you are allowed to think that that's cool. You know, or like fucking, what's that other one where you play as fascists, but ironically? What's that fucking game? The like PlayStation Live service that actually was successful. Helldivers, yeah, Helldivers. Like, you're allowed to like that and play it, it's fine. I just don't want to. Yeah, Helldivers. Gentlemen, welcome to Dubai. Oh, Spec Ops The Line. That game's pretty cool. Then again, that type of, what do you call it? Yeah, it's a criticism of fascism. Look, I don't know Warhammer. I know Warhammer is a criticism of fascism, right? That's the whole thing. Did they have to make the fascists look as cool as possible? Neither you nor Walker are supposed to feel cool. Right. I guess that's like, I enjoy Spec Ops. I do think there is still an inherent problem with criticisms of fascism being absorbed and therefore consumed and therefore helping capitalism and fascism still. There's, you know, like, what was it? It was I forgot what movie it was, but it was like some movie where there was a bunch of soldiers like cheering and watching the fucking scene from Apocalypse Now where the helicopters are blowing everything up. And it's like, yeah, I'm sure fascists would see that scene and be like, fuck yeah, you know, which is also what Spec Ops The Line does. You know, it starts with a fucking awesome helicopter blow up scene. And, you know, so that also has its problem. They all have a problem with that. I just don't think Spec Ops really just, you know, Spec Ops doesn't want Captain Walker to be as cool as possible, but it's still an inherent problem with the issue, right? I don't think Warhammer or Helldivers or even Spec Ops are uniquely, or Starship Troopers are uniquely bad, and that the people who made them are bad. I just think there is an inherent issue with that style of like, fascism is bad. Here, look at these, you know, soldiers doing badass things bad. Like doing bad things, but like, you know, fuck yeah. And, you know, so I'm not like a Warhammer hater. And I don't think Warhammer sucks. I just, especially in 2025, kind of just makes me a little bit uncomfortable, I guess. What? Okay, well now I have my roommate who is a Warhammer enjoyer is looking at me and growling, so I'm gonna stop talking about this topic and continue to animating the shark doing a little run. Now that Warhammer nerds are gonna descend on stream, yeah, this is probably a topic I probably shouldn't have expressed. No, it's not your, like I said, it's not your fault. It just makes me uncomfortable, I guess. I think that's what I should really lean into. That stuff where you play, or yeah, like play as fascists, like ironically, or like as satire or whatever. Especially the games where you play as them. And it's like, this is bad. What you're doing is bad. Like that does make me a little bit uncomfortable. Not enough to like, you know, be, you know, say that they're like bad and shouldn't exist or anything. But just, you know, once again, this is just an opinion, you know? This is, you know, it's just an opinion, and you're allowed to have a different opinion. You're allowed to disagree with this. Anyways, yeah, please don't clip me and try and cancel me online or whatever. I trust y'all. Alright, so we have the hunter doing the drift. Now we need to do drift left. We're not going to worry too much about the animations of the hunter, because the hunter is really small. So we're probably just going to rotate. Oh, so you might just rotate the upper torso a little bit. Nerd alert, news alert, Lilith expressed an opinion. Alright. Salvage left. Yeah, so these will be super simple. because the star of the show is a shark. We don't need to worry about. Not a lot of people will obviously be focusing on the hunter on top of the shark, but obviously the hunter is attached to the shark, so the hunter is inheriting the base animation of the shark. So what we're doing on top of that is mostly just additive flavor. Also, karts that are guys is inherently twice as difficult to animate, roughly, because you need to animate the shark and also the biped, and then the biped on top of the biped, instead of just animating a biped in a box, right? Okay. Okay. Now, do I mirror this? I feel like I should just mirror this. Let's see. Left, middle, middle. Why are you like doing this? Lance says my system is punching above its weight running the game despite minimum system requirements. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Is this in relation to our stream right now? What are we talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about. That looks good. You're talking about Sonic Racing? Okay. Let's keep discussion into topics relevant to the stream. How does that sound? Yes, we are riding the shark. The shark is jiggly. Someone asked what I thought of Sonic Racing. Oh, I have zero interest in it. RR, and then LR duplicates RL. Alrighty, cakes. RM. Okay, and then RR, and you are RR. Bake. That's what I hate constraints. You have to bake them all down. Just an extra step. Okay, then LR. Go to LR. Bake. And then LM. Change you to LM. Bake. And then drift left, left. So a tight drift. And then we're going to change you to left, left. And bake that. Okay, so now we need to export this. So we need to detach you from the shark. And turn off our copy rotation. What? Oh, turn you off. Oh shit, outfit swap. Time to put some non-PJ clothes on. Everyone say bye-bye at Blahaj. Blahaj is only on the PJ VTuber. Do you ever do proper anatomy research when learning to make models? I mean, you know, I look at like diagrams and like, you know, trace them to start before modifying it, of course. I don't know if that counts as anatomy research, but I did that. Right. Okay, LL, LM. Okay. Counts in my book. Blahaj will return. Okay, so let us get those hunter animations imported. Okay. Do you have a, sorry, Gribble says, out of curiosity, do you have a similar setup to the arcade cabinet to make sure the new stuff also works on there? I haven't pushed an update out since the cabinet came out, but there is, you know, I just mostly just send it over to Arcade Commons and they throw it in and test it. We haven't had to test new builds since the cabinet's been launched. That's kind of been hands-off, at least from the programming side. Though obviously I will be pushing these updates, so, you know, once that happens, we'll see, but for now I haven't had to worry about doing that. Okay, so let's make some new blend spaces. Oh, excuse me, hold on, let me look at how it's set up. I think it's just lean amount. Oh, excuse me. -1 to +1. Okay. So make a new blend space. Hunter, leg, shark, drift, L. Wait a minute, that's the shark! That's a pig! Okay. Let's delete that. If Mario Kart plus Bloodborne equals Nightmare Kart, then Mario Kart World plus Elden Ring equals Untold Amount of Crunch. Fine Boom. Wait, I have a Fine Boom. Fine Boom. Untold Amount of Crunch. Okay, so deleting a single file is apparently going to take 5 minutes. There we go. Would it be possible? Anything's possible if you put your mind to it.
That is so
If you're trying to imply that you want me to make that, absolutely not. I'm not doing that. I'm not making an open world Elden Ring kart racer.
Oh my god, you should totally.
Stop it! Stop it! Okay, wait, who's that? I don't know who that is. Who's that? There we go. Okay, drift LL, drift LM, and drift LR. We need to rotate the head. Okay. Was a hunter, leg, shark, drift, R. You are... Point, lower to 0.15. Okay. Right, left, right, medium, right, right. The wind effect is hand animated, yes. Cloth sim did not exist in PS1. Like we said, there are some examples of extremely limited and processing intensive ragdoll, but I'm not doing that. 95% of anime, 95, if not more, 98% of PS1 games did not have ragdoll in it. Okay, so we're gonna go to Hunter. And then we should just be able to plug this in. We don't need it as an air. So this is Drift L on Leg Shark. And refresh. And then Drift R on Leg Shark. Refresh. Can you choose different carts for different characters in the base game? No. Only the hunter and the fodder can choose carts. Every other racer can only drive one cart. Alright, there we go. There's the drifting animations. This looks amazing. Thank you. Okay, obviously the trick doesn't work yet. Okay, as you can see, the hunter has a gun, so that animation is like the right arm now has a new animation applied to it. So we're still drifting, right? And the hunter is still getting a lot of false tricks. But the hunter is holding the gun. So if we drop the gun, our animation returns back to normal, and now the right hand will grab onto the shark when we do on the shark fin when we do the drift. It just hangs on for dear life. Okay, let me full screen that, so that's probably small on your screen. Bunlith is considered as fodder. Yes, Bunlith is technically fodder. That was a limitation. I wanted to make Bunlith a whole proper racer, but right now Bunlith is just a fodder skin. Maybe for this DLC I'll give Bunlith a proper kart and animation set. Yeah, that looks good. This feels good. Fodder is here. Loading takes forever in engine. Trust me, loading in the main game, loading in the final game is a lot faster. Hold on. We unlock all carts with the cheat code. Huh? Oh, I didn't unlock. Hold on. I pressed the wrong button. Here. So, turn off the Mass Effect music. So basically, any of the characters, all these characters, like for example, the Dream Watchers, or the Matilda sisters, or the Winter Blossom, or the Outsider, they only have one cart. They are only animated for one cart. But the Hunter can ride any cart, right? And they're also fodder. Fodder are just the trash mobs, the bipedal trash mobs. Well, I guess they're not all bipedal, but they are mapped to a bipedal rig. And there's Bunlith, Ghost, Mummy, Skeleton. So these are just a reskinned hunter. They use the hunter animations, which means they have to be a biped, mapped to the biped rig. So as a consequence of that, the fodder can also race on any cart. So Bunlith is also a fodder, is technically a fodder cart, right? So if we play on the motorcycle, Bunlith, yeah, Bunlith's little dance, thank you. Can't believe you reduced yourself to fodder. It was a limitation. I ran out of time. Yerg. So once again, loading takes forever in editor. The final game is basically almost instant. So as it whoa. So as you can see, like we are using the hunter animation. She is wearing her goggles. Proud of that. But yeah, it's identical animations to the hunter rig. I also gave her the winter outfit because the coat is rigged in the same way as the hunter's. So she does have an animating coat, just like the hunter does. But yeah, she reuses the hunter animations. Anyways. Editor takes longer because of the debugger loading elements. But yeah, it's just, it's it's like an emulator, right? Like an emulator, like emulating a game is a lot slower than just playing a native PC port of the game, right? Because you're not just playing the game, you're also doing a whole bunch of shit on top of just playing the game. Right? I'm actually, I have the whole code here. I have my debugging tools and all this shit. It's also not as it's also not as compiled efficiently. It's running off of code that is extremely inefficient, but is capable of being read by humans. It's not just ones and zeros right now. That's why you compile in the first place. Okay, I think this is pretty good. We've been streaming for 2 hours, over 2 hours now. And I do have some other work obligations to work on, but we got some pretty good progress. We basically did the entirety of drifting, which is usually the most difficult part of animating the racer, like a new racer and kart, is the drifting. It needs to feel good because that's the most important part of this game. And the fact that we bonked, the fact that we got that in, is pretty good. So I think that's a good place to. Why are we going so slow? You're surprised the shark can drift? Well, if the shark couldn't drift, then no one would race as the shark. Yeah, this feels pretty good. Oh. When will this be available? The game is currently out already. This is DLC. The DLC will be available. But you know what? I'm not even gonna give you an estimate because I have no fucking idea. It's ready when it's done. Percentage-wise, I haven't. When it's done, it won't take 10 years though. I can promise you that it won't take 10 years. But like content-wise, this map is almost done. I'm gonna add 2 new racers. I'm gonna add 2 new tracks and 2 new battle modes. This track is basically done. It's almost done. Let's say 90% done. The other track is maybe 10% done. The battle mode tracks, the battle mode levels are a lot easier to make because it's just one area. It's not a whole road. It's not like miles of terrain. So those will be easier to crank out, and they'll use the existing assets, right? So I'm gonna have a beach track and a beach battle mode. So I don't have to make new assets for those. So those will come out a lot faster. And then I gotta do the campaign, which I don't start campaign until all the tracks and levels are done. So I have a script. You can't see it, of course. The script is probably also 90% done. And then, of course, I have to animate all the cutscenes and, organize all the VO sessions. So we still have a ways to go, but we are deep in development. I could not ever give you an estimate percentage-wise. It is under 50, though, I want to say. And just in terms of laying out the content, we're less than 50% done. That being said, most games in development usually, it's not a linear curve, right? Things go slowly and then they go super fast at the end. It's, and egregious examples of that is called crunch. But even if you're not crunching, games tend to come together really quickly at the end. So it's impossible to give you a percentage. But, we are deep into development. I can tell you that much. So, to summarize, I have no idea when this is coming out. Hopefully soon, hopefully this year, but maybe not. Anyways, I'm gonna end this here. Hopefully I don't open up Blue Sky and everyone's yelling at me because I said I didn't like Warhammer. So hopefully y'all were being good chatters and not trying to cancel me and share my shit out of context. So I'll see you all later. I hope you all have a good day. I'm going to be working on commission stuff for the rest of the day. So I'll see you all later. Bye.